Grandma died with dignity at the age of 94. So I don't get why she's come back. She was waiting for me when I returned from the hospice, outside by the door. I barged by her, or through her. I was so discombobulated that I don't know which, and went in. She didn't follow me, just stood by the door. I think she can't come in? I'm certainly not about to ask her. I don't understand why she's doing this to me. She lived a full, respectable life, and she was a catalog of aches and pains that I can't begin to list. She chose to die freely and openly after lots of discussions. Well, some discussion. I told her about the option, you see. The medical staff in our region aren't allowed to raise it with patients after some scandal brought about homeless or disabled or mentally ill people being pressured into it. I forget which. Some local busybodies took to the press and made a huge fuss, and the sanctimonious old geriatrics who run this place quickly put a fuck ton of extra rules in place. But there's nothing to say that a loving grandson can't gently talk about the option to his suffering grandma. Especially since grandma has a nice house, and I was forced to live with my parents. Is the economy stupid? Until grandma moved to the hospice, and someone, I forget who it was, suggested I might as well move into her house since it was lying empty and she has all these plants that need watering, and it can be sorted out later. Oh yes, it will be sorted out. It's later now, and I put the plants out by the pavement the second day. I don't have time to waste on plants. They're dying anyway. All those creepy, long, yellowing stalks brushing against me wherever I turned. The night before her death, but before she chose to die. Please let's not forget that. One of them caught at me when I got up to pee. Holy hell, I don't think I ever screamed so loudly. I'm surprised the neighbors didn't call the police. Yeah, they were out on the pavement that morning. Ugly things. Anyway, I had the conversation with Grandma. Grandma looked at me as I told her, her eyes bright and unclouded. She was wearing a very pretty lacy blue nightgown. It looked expensive and ancient. Thank you, Nicholas, she said deliberately. I didn't tell her about the plants, and she didn't ask. Mom told me about her decision later that day, struggling to hold back the tears. She wants us all there, Nicholas, singing her favorite song. Auld Lang Syne. I resisted the urge to roll my eyes at the attention-seeking old bag. I showed up. We all stood around the bed. She held Mom's hand, who was sobbing uncontrollably and unable to sing. And I sang and watched the stuff being pumped into her veins. She watched me, I think. I was trying not to look. Everything went well. Grandma closed her bright eyes. I was out of there. My parents agreed I could stay in her house until we sort things out. Honestly, I don't think they enjoyed having me with them either. She was there when I returned to the house. I genuinely thought it was just a random old lady in a blue dress standing by the door. I remember wondering why she didn't have a coat on. Then I went up. She turned on me, and I froze. She opened her mouth, and I saw very clearly the gaping black hole. I heard a voice, very deliberate and slow. My plants, Nicholas. The hole grew wider and wider and moved closer to me, starting to swallow me up. I unfroze and barged in. She was still there, standing. I knew I could move past her if I moved very fast, and I knew she's not going anywhere. But neither did I. We get used to everything, they say. After a while, I got used to Grandma standing on my doorstep. I got used to zipping through her as she opened her horrible mouth to cry out about her plants. I am thankful she can actually come into the house. Sometimes I feel trailing, yellowing leaves brush against my skin as I move through the house. From the kitchen, now open and spacious thanks to me, to the living room and back as I go about my day. I don't let it bother me. I'm alive. She is not. I have the house. She does not. She made the choice, and we will both live on with that in our own ways.